Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here for this Brave Thinking Masterclass. And it is June 26th of 2025. So each month I redo this masterclass because new people are always wondering, how do I make my life better? How do I get to my dreams? And I'm here to help you with all of that. I'm the owner of Liberty Belle Coaching, and my life coaching certifications came through the Brave Thinking Institute. You made the decision to join me in this masterclass, and it is my intention that you leave here today knowing 3 tools that can help you achieve your goals and dreams even faster than you ever imagined. I'd like you to have greater clarity on what those dreams are and to feel even more confident in the power that lives within you to achieve your goals and dreams. Now, in order to do this, I want to share a story that will help us to take the first step. And I'm going to share my screen because I have a PowerPoint that goes along with the story and the rest of my presentation. Oh, this is all different. You're, um, I think I hit the wrong button. I want to, what do I want to do? Oh, hang on here. Zoom has changed their stuff. How am I going to do this? You're sharing your screen, but how do I get to my, oh, I don't know how I'm going to get to it. Hmm. Can we minimize this? Okay, I have to start this over because I don't know how to get to my PowerPoint. If I can get rid of that. No, minimize it. There we go. Okay. Wow. Thank you for your patience. I thought I was going to have to start over, but I don't think I'm going to. I'm just, there we go. So happy about that. Zoom keeps changing everything. And so when I come on here, sometimes I have to figure it out. Okay, so here is the story. And this is the power of vision. 3 keys to mastering your results. So I'm going to give you 3 keys and 3 tools. Great. And so here we go with the story. A mother mouse was leading her 3 children through a house when all of a sudden they came around the corner and saw a cat. The cat was about to attack, and the mother mouse said in a very loud voice, "Ruff, ruff, ruff," and the cat ran away. The mother mouse turned to her babies and said, "That is the power of learning more than one language." Why this story matters to you is because today we are going to be looking at a different language, the language of success. This is the language that will bring our dreams into reality, and we really do want success in our dreams. There is a pattern, a system, a way of doing things that creates the results you want. And once you consciously understand what that language is, then you can apply it to any area of your life that you want to improve. That is what the Dream Builder program is all about, learning a new language of success for life. Now, the Dream Builder program is one of 4 programs that I coach clients through that I was trained in the Brave Thinking Institute. And so we'll focus more on that today. Do you have a goal or a dream that you would like to achieve, or some area of your life that you would like to improve? We are far more powerful than we recognize, and I'm going to help you see that today. Yes. So, my intention today is to give you 3 tools to help you achieve your goals. I'm also going to give you 3 keys from the Brave Thinking Institute. I want you to have greater clarity on your goals and dreams and to feel even more confident in your ability. If you've achieved a dream, then you've had success. Yes, you have. So that's what we want to focus on and build on. You are capable of far more than you know. Let's take a minute here and ask ourselves, what challenge is going on in my life right now? Is there some area of your life that's causing you pain? Perhaps it's your health, your job, your lack of free time, a relationship, or it might be your finances. So, we live in a universe that speaks our dreams and goals to us through two signals. And yes, we're going to have challenges, and sometimes those propel us to make the big changes. Now, the two signals I want to talk to you about, generally people think, oh, I don't want to feel these feelings. I don't want to pay attention to these feelings. But as a brave thinker, I'm asking you to really take a look at these two things. And the first signal is longing. You're longing for something that you don't have right now. Right now, I'm longing to be closer to my children, my adult children, and my granddaughter. So, noticing that and taking steps to remedy that. The other signal is discontent. Are you discontent with something in your life? You know, so there's something really irritating or bothering you. Maybe it's your health, or maybe it's your neighbors. I don't know what it is, but we all have it going on. And if it gets to a heightened level, then we've got to figure out how to dissolve our discontent. So these are the two signals for growth. We're longing for something we haven't yet created, and the feeling of discontentment with our current circumstances. These two things spark us to grow. Now, you can be pushed by the pain, or you can be pulled by a vision. These two energies, the pain of your problem and the desire for what you are wanting, they're essential for creating something new. Now, I'll tell you that going this direction through the pain is a more difficult process. So, in the Dream Builder program, we're all about visioning out what we want for our future and not having to go through the pain to push us to get into a different future. I want to share a time or pain caused me to make a big change. I was ignoring all my discontent and just going along in the job that I was in. So, as some of you might know, in the fall of 2020, I was feeling very frustrated and exasperated at all of the restrictions and the requirements of my job in the private school where I worked. Remember the big fiasco going on in 2020? Well, they were requiring all sorts of things, and I did not want to comply. I didn't want to do them. I thought they were stupid and unnecessary and confining to me. So, I didn't want to go against my good sense and my intuition. And so on the final day of in service, when the new restrictions were delivered, I made a decision. I decided that my job was coming to an end on that day. So I finished out the day helping my boss set up the classroom for our little 4-year-olds. And all the while, I knew that I was done. I wasn't going to be there the next day because that's when the kids were coming, and that's where all of these ridiculous restrictions were being implemented. So that decision was not convenient because I did not have another job lined up at the time. No, I didn't. It wasn't comfortable, but the alternative was not acceptable to me. So I was pushed by the pain of my situation to make a change. Within a month of leaving that job, I discovered a life coach named Mary Morrissey. I had an email just come into my inbox, and it was from Mary offering an 8-week class. So I signed up for the 8-week class on abundance because I was out of a job and had no money coming in. So I needed to figure out how to activate all that abundance. Through that, I signed up for a year-long program to change my mindset because my mindset was a mess. and was coached by her. She offered all of these coaching programs that I took. Here I am. So I find when I teach the principles, it keeps me immersed in the principles and it just keeps retraining my brain and my thought process. All right. So what about you? What's your next big dream? Imagine how you will feel when your dream becomes a reality. I had wanted to be a coach for several years, and the opportunity just showed up at the exact right time. In the Dream Builder program, there are 10 principles that will skyrocket your success when you apply them to your life. Today, you will learn 3 of the principles. Now, in the 12-week Dream Builder program, we go into these 3 principles in much greater detail. But you can make huge shifts in your life just by applying what you learned today. Yes, you can. Here's my promise to you. I will give you my best today in the time that we have together. And at the end of this presentation, many of you will want to take this information further and integrate it into your life. And I have a special gift that I'm going to give you at the end of the presentation, and I think you'll love it. We are always creating results in our life. We create them in 2 different ways. The first way is by default. And what does that really mean? It means that we choose the same thoughts that we thought yesterday, last week, last month, last year. The same repetitive thoughts. And they may be very negative, like mine were. It also means we choose to do what we've already done. We react in the same ways. We interact in the same ways. We're choosing beliefs that we've already believed. We don't challenge faulty, fake beliefs, beliefs that are lies about ourselves and the world. And another thing about default is that we ignore the signals that cause us to grow. We ignore the longing and the discontent. We don't really understand what they're all about. The second way to create results is by design. And this is what we do in the Dream Builder program. We create a vision. There's a very specific way that we write out our vision, and I help people do that. We design a life that we absolutely love. Yes, we do. Now, let's learn to expand your awareness for success in the areas of life that matter to you. There are 4 major domains of life in which we experience our results, and the first is in our health and well-being. The second is our love and relationships. The third is our vocation. And the last one is time and money freedom. Now, everybody has results in all 4 of these areas. The results that you are getting in your life in these areas are a perfect reflection of your awareness in these areas. So let's expand your awareness together by studying the pattern that creates your results. I want you to increase your awareness so that you can get different results. So we're going to talk about the results formula. We have thoughts that we think all day long. We can't stop thinking thoughts. It's just the way we human beings are. So we think thoughts. Now, our thoughts cause us to have certain feelings. Those feelings cause us to take certain actions, and those actions get us a result or they get us into an experience. For example, let's just think the thought, oh, I've lost my wallet. What feelings do you have from that thought? Panic, worry, franticness. All of these feelings just get ignited inside of us. And then we take certain actions. We scurry around looking for our wallet. We call people, we call businesses where we've been. And the results we get are we're exhausted, we're depleted, and feeling bad about stuff. Okay. Now let's think the thought, oh, that's right. I left my wallet in my coat pocket. What feelings are you having now? You're having feelings of gratefulness, thankfulness, and your actions. You might say a prayer to God. Thank you for reminding me where I put my wallet. And your results are you're going to have a very blessed, wonderful day. So do you see how the thoughts create the feelings that lead us into the actions that give us our results? So the moral of this story is that thoughts create our results, and our results never lie. So if you look at your experiences going on and you don't like what's happening, track yourself back and just notice what thoughts you have been thinking. This is how things are created. They're created with our thoughts. All right. So we want to create new results. If we don't like the results we're in, let's create new results. The good news about all of this is that we can change our thinking. We can change the thoughts that we think. That's one thing that enticed me into all of Mary's programs is that she was talking about brave thinking and not all of this victimhood thinking that I was stuck in. I want to introduce you to brave thinking tool number 1, and this is notice what you're noticing. We especially want to use this tool and notice what you're thinking. Right now, just pay attention to your breath. Notice what you're noticing there. Notice what you're thinking. We want to get really good at brave thinking tool number 1. We want to get good at noticing what we're thinking. Because remember, our thinking is in charge of our results. We're going to use brave thinking tool in this life assessment. You might be a person who doesn't know what your dream is. You just know there's something more out there for you. Or maybe you have lots of dreams and you don't know whether to choose one or create them all at once. We all have a dream inside of us somewhere. It might just be buried, set off to the side, forgotten about, but we're going to resurrect them today or create a whole new dream. So here we go in the life assessment. We are going to start with our health and well-being. You might be a person who feels stuck in your ability to transform your health. Or maybe you have relatively good health, no symptoms, but you know that there's more vibrancy and aliveness that you could feel. Okay, so I am going to give you 1 minute and ask you to write down 1 or 2 things that you're noticing about your health and well-being. And I noticed that I forgot my watch, so I'll be right back, but go ahead and start writing. There are 15 seconds left. Okay, time is up. Next, I'm going to invite you to give yourself a rating on a scale of 1 to 5. 5 means that your health is wonderful, you feel vibrant, you feel so alive, you're flexible, you're strong. And 1 means you are really compromised, you're struggling with stuff. So go ahead and give yourself a rating. Okay, great. Next, we're going to talk about love and relationships. You might be a person who longs to have a beautiful, deep, fun, passionate relationship with a loving and caring partner. Or maybe you just want to deepen, expand, and just have more fun with the relationship that you're already in. Have 1 minute and write down 1 or 2 things that you're noticing. And I'm going to ask you to choose one relationship. Maybe it's with a spouse, or it could be a child, a parent, a sibling, a friend. Just whichever relationship comes up in your mind, go ahead and write down 1 or 2 things that you're noticing about that relationship. Ready, go. There are 15. Oh, wait. No, keep going. A time. There are 15 seconds left. Okay, time is up. Next, give yourself a rating on a scale of 1 to 5 of where you feel you're at in this relationship. Okay. Next, we're going to go to vocation, or how you express yourself in the world. So for me, that's life coaching. You might be a person who feels stuck in a job you don't like, or maybe you like your work, but you work too many hours and you want more freedom. So take 1 minute and write down 1 or 2 things that you're noticing about your vocation. Ready, go. There are 15 seconds left. All right, time is up. Give yourself a rating on a scale of 1 to 5 of where you think you are at. And we will go on to the last area, which is time and money freedom. You might be a person who feels out of balance, like you have more time than money, or more money than time, and you love to feel more in harmony. So let's take 1 minute and write down 1 or 2 things that you're noticing about this area. Ready, go. There are 15 seconds left. Okay, time is up. And lastly, give yourself a rating of where you're at in your time and money freedom area. Good job. Thank you so much for participating in this with me. I know when things are not going well, it's easier to push them off to the side and not look at them, not deal with them, not notice them. But today I asked you to bring them forward and really take a look at what's going on. So it takes courage. Thank you for doing that for yourself. Oh, we did all of these actions. Good job. And that moves us into key number 1. It is the first principle of dream building, and it is designing your dream. Talked about that before, that we focus on designing your dream. Going to share some quotes with you about visioning and dreaming. And the Dalai Lama said, in order to carry a positive action, we develop here a positive vision. So the vision before the action. In the Bible, in the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 18, it says, where there is no vision, people perish. We do perish. We wither up and we get boring and just stagnant. So we really want to be growing. We were created to grow. So we want to have a vision. Once we reach one vision, then we can create another one. There's always something better and bigger and greater out there for us. Earl Nightingale said, people with goals succeed because they know where they are going. You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream by C.S. Lewis. Harriet Tubman said, every great dream begins with a dreamer. You've got to dream the dream. And lastly, Eleanor Roosevelt said, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. And I emphasize the word believe because once we vision out our dream life, we want to believe with our heart that it can come to fruition, that we can meet that dream and live it. Clarity is power. And so in the Dream Builder program, we create a blueprint for your dream. It's just like you need a blueprint to build a house. We also need a blueprint to build our dream life. So when you become clear on what it is you really want in life, you begin to see opportunities, circumstances, and resources that you would have otherwise missed. Remember, I talked about increasing your awareness earlier? So this is what that looks like. When you become more aware, you see an opportunity out there that's been there, just sitting there, but you never noticed it. You see resources. It's so much fun. So we're going to design a blueprint for your life in one area. So let's look at the 4 domains. We have the health and well-being, love and relationships, vocation, and time and money freedom. Just choose one, and we're going to focus on that today. So whichever one comes up into your mind, choose that, because that's the area that your innermost being wants to work on. We're going to unlock your imagination with a simple question, because the quality of our life is determined by the questions that we ask. This is Brave Thinking tool number 2, and it's so simple. What would I love? Some of us haven't asked this question maybe ever. If you're into people pleasing and that whole pattern, you're always wondering what other people want and what other people need and what other people would love. You don't ever allow yourself to ask the question, What would I love? I use this question throughout my day because I was that person who let other people dictate what I did in my life. I married my first husband because he wanted me to. I didn't want to marry him. I didn't want him to pout. I didn't want him to feel bad. So I married him. That's not a reason to get married. And of course, we got divorced. But it was because of the strong people pleasing pattern. I wasn't even looking at what I was wanting. And when I did see it, but I ignored it. So throughout my day, I think, what earrings do I want to wear? What would I love for a necklace? What would I love to wear? I'm having a Zoom session with someone today. What would I love to be looking like? So I choose and I decide. This is really crucial for people who aren't practiced in deciding for what they would love. Choose things when you go in the store. Don't choose it because it's in style. Choose something you love. This is in every facet of your life. So this is an amazing, remarkable tool. It's so easy. It's so simple to remember. Just ask yourself, what would I love? Now, remember I said that the quality of our questions is really important. So we don't want to be looking to others and saying, what do other people think I should do? I remember calling up people and say, well, what do you think I should do? Why am I letting them dictate my life? I don't do that anymore. I also want to caution you starting your questions with why and when. Why questions draw us right into victimhood. So why isn't my dream coming true? I don't know why God won't give it to me. I don't know why the universe is stalling out. To hear all the whiny victimhood and the when is it going to happen? This is kind of a demanding, entitled, when is this stuff going to finally kick in? So we want to stay away from those negative, disempowering questions and focus on what would I love? What's the next step I could take? Can I look to for guidance and mentorship? These types of questions. So brave thinking tool number 2, what would I love? Next, I'm going to take you into a process called the time machine. Imagine you're getting into a time machine and traveling 3 years into the future. And 3 years from now, everything you ever wanted worked out. It completely worked out. In a moment, I'm going to give you 2 minutes to write down what you would love in this area of your life that you chose earlier to work on. Suspend any urge to figure out how this result is going to happen right now. This is simply what you would love, as if someone gave you the power to create exactly what you wanted. Now, I invite you to close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose. Breathe out nice and slow through your mouth like you're breathing through a straw. Again, in through your nose, out through your mouth. This calms down the nervous system and it gets you into the creative side of your brain. Now imagine it is 3 years from now. It is 2028 and all challenges are solved. Consider what you would love for your life. What great things are occurring for you? If you could not fail, what experiences are you having? Who are you with? See it. How does it feel? Now open your eyes and take 2 minutes and write as much as you can, painting a beautiful picture of the life you are imagining. Ready, go. There are 15 seconds left. Okay, time is up. If you're not finished with your vision, that's okay. You can complete it later. You can always update it, change it. It's a changeable document. I'm so sorry, I forgot to tell you this first step before visioning, and that is to start your vision statement with, I'm so happy and grateful now that. Notice this is in present tense. So we want our whole entire vision to be in present tense, not like, in the future, present tense. So go ahead and jot that down at the beginning of your vision. And remember, you could change this document. When I first quit my job, I thought I'm going to have my own school. I started researching things to put in the school. I looked at places to have the school. And finally, I thought one day, I didn't really want a school. I think it was part of my grieving process of letting go because I really did love the kids. I was good at what I did. And so letting go of all of that allowed the coaching stuff to come in. And so it's definitely okay to change your vision because our awareness is going to change as we take steps. As I was taking the steps to get the school, I thought, wait a second, I don't really want this. All right. Now, at the end of your vision, I invite you to write this out. This or something even better still. So go ahead. Good job. So we are on our way. We're designing your dream life. And this is the beginning of visioning out the life that you absolutely love. You might not know how this dream is going to happen, and that's okay for now. Great dream builders are willing to suspend the need to know the how at the beginning of this process. So we can check this one off and move on to key number 2. And this principle is deciding for your dream. Best-selling author and life coach Bob Proctor said this: there is a simple mental move you can make, which in a millisecond will solve enormous problems for you. It has the potential to improve almost any business or personal situation you will ever encounter, and it could literally propel you down the path to incredible success. We have a name for this mental activity, and it is called decision. You must make a firm decision for what it is you want before you will bring your dream into reality. Deciding for new results is an action step we can take to get us out of our old results. We've got to decide, I'm moving out of this stuff. I'm doing something different. I'm going for my dream. Powerful, powerful key. Next, I have a story for you to help you understand how the Dream Builder program changed Judy's life. I love this story. Judy did not have much education. She worked in a fast food restaurant during the day and did alterations as a seamstress at night. She lived in a tiny one-bedroom apartment with her 2 children. Her dream was to have a home for her family. Judy came across a program much like the one that I am talking about today. She decided that if she was ever going to change her life, that she needed support. So she took a huge leap and made a decision for her dream, and she enrolled in the Dream Builder program. It was a little different back then, but it was still the core principles. This was a very tough thing for Judy to do, but she got up her courage and she made the decision to change her life. She had a coach, and her coach really wanted to hone in on what Judy would love. And so the problem that always came up for Judy is that she believed she could never have a home, even to rent for $500 a month, let alone own. But remember, a coach has experience and they've been trained and they know specific recommendations for their clients. And so the coach asked Judy to describe the house that she dreamed of. Now, Judy had great difficulty doing that. It was a real struggle to get specific about, what does it look like from the curb and what is the kitchen like and how many bedrooms and all of that. So the coach asked her to get real specific about that. After about a week, Judy finally got to work and was able to vision it out. But this whole nagging belief system about I can't get my house because I don't have enough money, it just kept perpetuating. But Judy didn't focus on that faulty lie. No, she didn't. So knowing how dreams can come true, Judy's coach said to her, now that you have a mental picture of the house, go out and look for it. This is a huge action step. This is, the writing out of the vision was one action step. And then the second one is to go out and look for the house. The house is not going to come to you. You have to go out and find it. So after about 2 weeks, which is very, very quickly, she found her dream home. She called her coach and she said, I found it, but there's a big but. The house was $900 a month to rent. And Judy was so disheartened because she just thought there's just no way I can't do it. She's just looking at, this little piece. But the coach said something different because she knew the language, the questions to ask, the mindset, the thoughts to think. And she knew the success language. So the coach asked Judy, if you did not know it was impossible and you really thought there was a chance, what would you do? At first, Judy couldn't really get anything on this. She didn't really understand stepping outside the normalcy of her thinking. But after a week, an idea came to her. And she decided that she would write the owner a letter and explain her situation. In her letter, Judy described 40 things she personally would do to improve the home if the owner would provide the materials, if she could rent for $500 a month. 3 weeks later, Judy got a call from the homeowner and he said, I don't know why I'm doing this, but something in your letter just won't leave me alone. Here's the deal. You sign a contract outlining what you will do every quarter, and I'll let you live in the house for 1 year for $500 a month. She did it. She did it. Now, I want to point out something about the homeowner. He kept thinking about Judy's letter. It kept nagging him. He said it wouldn't leave him alone. This homeowner had several full $900 offers, but he didn't take them because something about Judy's letter had a grip on him. And this is the way dream building works. We start attracting in people to help us fulfill our dreams. We start attracting circumstances to help us. It's so fun. It's super, super fun. So Judy and her 2 children moved in 30 days. Isn't that a wonderful story? I love that story because I have a story that's very similar to that. And actually, the story doesn't end there. Over the course of the year, Judy did everything she promised the owner that she would. And within 3 years, Judy owned that house. Her dream had come true. and she learned a new way of thinking thanks to her coach. That new way of brave thinking also got her a new career. Judy started her own home-based business, and she got to spend more time with her children while her income soared. Her life had a whole new meaning. What about you and your dreams? It starts with making a decision. It starts by saying to yourself, today is the day I'm going after my dream. Today is the day I say no to doubts and the reasons why it won't work. And I say yes to the possibilities and the opportunities. You're going to decide for new results. Excellent. The next screen, I'm just going to invite you to read. I love this screen because every time I read it, I can read it like it's typed perfectly. It's fascinating to me. I didn't know this, but I want to relate this to our dream. So let's look at this screen. We know the beginning letter and we know the last letter. We don't really understand the middle of it. It doesn't matter. We can still read the word. Now, how this relates to our dream, we know the beginning because it's right where we're at right now. We know the beginning, it's where we are. And we know the end because we just visioned up the dream. That's the end. That's where we want to end up. And in the middle, it's unknown. We don't know what's going on in the middle. It doesn't matter, just like the word, it doesn't matter what the middle is. We can still decipher the word, we can still get to our dream. Mhm. So where you are now and what you would love, and in the middle is the how. You might get into, oh, I don't know how this is going to work, and I don't know how it's going to happen. Just hear the whiny victim-y tone in my voice. We're going to put a strike through the how, because the hows will reveal themselves as you take your action steps. It's a beautiful process. We are moving on to key number 3, and that principle is befriending your fear. We all know when we do something new, fear rises up. It's just the way we operate. What I mean by befriending your fear is doing the thing you really want to do, even when fear rises up and does everything it can to stop you. Instead, you make fear your friend. So we want to befriend our fear. When we decide for our dream, there is a part of us that says, yes, I'm going for this thing, I'm going to do it. And then whatever is not in alignment with our dream rises up. All the old patterns, all the old beliefs, they start surfacing. And I want you to recognize what some of these phrases might be, because when they come up, I don't want you to give up. I want you to remember, oh, that's right, Dawn talked about this is going to happen. These are going to come up, and I'm going to reprogram my mind, because this is old thinking that doesn't get me where I want to go. Replace it with new thinking. So the first phrase might be, yeah, right, that isn't going to happen. How are you ever going to do that? And where are you going to find the time? And where are you going to get the money? Where are all of these phrases coming from? Where are all these nasty voices coming from? They're coming from our paradigms. Our paradigms are our beliefs and our patterns all rolled up together. They get bundled up together, and they are very persistent, and they run on automatic. We had certain beliefs that were programmed into us when we were little, as we were growing up, by parents, and teachers and social media and society. So some of the paradigms and patterns and beliefs were good, and some of them were not so good. Yes. I do want to talk about some other paradigms that I see over and over again with people. And the first is the pattern of delay. Oh my, this is such a common pattern. People are interested in the program. They want to do the program. They know they need to do the program because they're stuck and they can't figure out how to do it by themselves. But the pattern of delay comes forward and they say, you know what? It's summertime now. The kids are home. I'll do it in the fall when the kids get back in school. So they delay it till the fall. Then the fall comes around and then a friend is having a baby. So they start planning a baby shower. And then they tell me, oh, you know what? I'm planning a baby shower and it's going to take, several months to do that. Let's do something in November. Well, November comes along and they delay it again because Christmas is right around the corner. It doesn't matter what's going on. They'll always find a reason to delay. And what happens? They never go anywhere new. They stay stuck. Wow, I had a lot of emotion around that because I see it a lot. Okay, the next paradigm is the paradigm of shame. Oh, we do not want this running. And I want to mention that I have another modality that I use in conjunction with my coaching programs, and it's the compassion key. So this technique helps release trapped emotions like shame and guilt and fear and any troubling emotion that got stuck and frozen inside of us, because those will keep us from moving forward as well. So it's a great benefit in the coaching that I do. So what it might sound like if you have shame operating is you'll have phrases that actually shame yourself. You'll go, you don't have the money for that. You shouldn't spend your money on that. You should give your money to the poor, or you should whatever. Shoulds are should just Oh, I just said it. It's important to eliminate the word should out of your vocabulary. Yeah, my mom used to should us all the time. Yeah. So it's a way of controlling, but when you're saying it to yourself, it's your patterns controlling you. So that's the paradigm of shame, because it will tell you you're irresponsible and all these derogatory things. Okay, the last pattern I want to talk about is the I'm not good enough pattern. Oh my goodness, this is so common. And of course, I had it as well. So you might say to yourself, I don't have the experience to do that. I don't have the credentials. I didn't go to college. I can't do that because I don't have a degree. Who are you to have that dream? These are the types of phrases you might hear when this pattern of I'm not good enough comes up. Remember, when you move forward to something different and new, these old patterns are going to rise up and they want you to stay where you are. So when they do come up, these thoughts come up, I want you to remember and recognize what they're doing, because the patterns will just keep you stuck. They'll pretend they're keeping you safe, but they're actually keeping you stuck. There's a determined part of you that really wants it. And then there's another part of you that asks, what if I fail at all this? Have we had failures? Yes. Yes, we have. We've all failed. When we were babies, we were crawling around and we saw our older siblings or our mom and dad walking on 2 feet, and we wanted to walk too. And so we pulled ourselves up beside something and then we ventured out to walk, and more than likely we fell down over and over again. So we failed at it, but as a baby, we just kept persisting until we could walk. Now, the thing I realize about adults is that oftentimes we do not give ourselves permission to make mistakes when we're all grown up. We think we should have everything figured out and not make mistakes. Well, this is just ridiculous because when we venture into new territory, we've never been here before. We don't know everything about it, and we will more than likely make mistakes, and it's okay. We just correct our path and, shift over to a different direction. We learn to walk by falling down. Lots of successful people had failures. I mean, we've all had failures. Fear and failure can be prerequisites for achieving great dreams. So, befriending your fear, you can do it. Parts of you want to go forward, and parts of you want to stay right where you are. Some people call it playing small. And in the middle, we have fear. We're going to put a strike through fear, just like we did the how. Mary Morrissey has just a great idea about how to deal with fear. Sometimes we can't quell the fear just by saying, fear, I see you, go over there. Sometimes it just overtakes us. So her idea is to say to the fear, actually talk to it and say, I see you, fear. I understand you're here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make an appointment with you for 3 days out. So today is Thursday, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday. On Sunday, we're going to meet. So you put the appointment in your date book, you set a time, just put appointment with fear. And when the fear rises up over the next 3 days, you just say to it, oh, I see you. Remember, we have an appointment on Sunday. And so it quells the fear, it calms it down. Then on Sunday, maybe there's some fear there. Maybe it's, you look at it and you go, what is this appointment all about? Because it's completely dissipated. It's a very, very effective technique. Now, fear has two companions, and they are doubt and worry. You can treat them the same way. Recognize them, make an appointment with them. Then what I want you to do is to direct your attention towards your dream. Get your mini vision out. Read it over. Feel what it feels like to be that woman in the dream. Feel what it feels like to go through the day, see everything, immerse yourself in your dream. Next, I'm going to ask you to think up an action step that will take you closer to your dream. It could be calling a friend, doing research. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to just give you 20 to 25 seconds just to think up an action step. So go ahead. Now pick a date and a time for your action step and put it in your calendar. It's a commitment to yourself. It's a promise to yourself. I'm taking this action step. I'm doing this thing. Progress is more important than perfection because none of us are going to get it perfect. We want to make the progress though. So taking even the smallest step towards your dream will get you in a different place and you'll see different things. The key is to do what you can with what you have from where you are. And this is Dream Builder Brave Thinking tool number 3. Do what you can with what you have from where you are. It doesn't even have to cost any money. Picking up the phone doesn't cost any money. Doing research doesn't cost any money. I mean, and if you want to spend money, do it. It's okay. Doesn't matter. Just do what you can with what you have from where you are. So there's three parts to that. Brave thinking tool number three. That's why Mary Morrissey named this program Dream Building. We're dreaming, but we don't want to just dream and fantasize about it because that really doesn't get you anywhere. We need to build the dream, and that's the action part. So we're dream builders. The choices and the actions you take today are ultimately who you become tomorrow, because as you go along in this 12-week dream building process, you start to change. Yes, you do. So we talked about designing your dream, deciding for your dream, and befriending your fear. There are 7 more principles, and we go into each one of these in great detail. Remember, you are worthy of your dream and a life that you absolutely love. Yes, you are. And now, as we come to a close, here's the gift that I promised you. It's a special gift for those of you who are ready to take action on your dream. I schedule time each week for visioning sessions. These are 45 to 60-minute Zoom conversations where we get clear on exactly where you are, what you would love to create, and the next most important step you can take that will move you in the direction of your dream. And that may be working with me. This one-to-one session is valued at $250. So if you're ready to invest in achieving your dream, your next step is to have a visioning session with me. And it is at no charge. I do this at no charge because I want you to get to know me. I want to get to know you. We really need to understand if this is a good fit for you, if we're a good fit for each other. Now, I have several sessions available. So you can simply email me and I will get back to you to get you scheduled in. I'll put my email below the video. I'm going to stop sharing. Remember, as you walk back into your life, know that what is inside of you is far greater than any challenge that you are facing. You have incredible power within you. This is your moment. Today is your day to take bold action and know that I believe you can. If you don't believe you can, believe in my belief that you can. I didn't come this far to only come this far, did you? No, I have more dreams that I'm looking forward to. If life is still breathing you, life is not done with you yet because something magnificent is happening with you. Thank you so much for being here today. I so appreciate it. All right. Thank you.